Well, it definitely feels like there's a few less options in this Sunday slate. We've got 3 games for this one and 1 more to come for Monday. And the Tigers v Seagulls will be an interesting one. Maybe potentially close. Eagles played really well last week. We've got the Panthers, I think, are really going to dominate the Knights. And then the Sharks, the same. So the Warriors there. So in our outside backs, I'm going to be selecting guys from Panthers and the Sharks solely. And go from there in the other section. So really, apart from those two guys, those two teams, we have one that's a potential pickup, and that's Ruben Garrick after playing exceptionally well the last few weeks. And obviously, in their big scores, he's really dominated, and obviously that 64 was on the wing. So the last two games have been at fullback, and I think he can continue to do well. So if you're playing that individual matchup, then Garrick's pretty close to a must-have there. If we're looking at the Sharks, guys, and we've got Mulatalo, who's been incredibly great. We've got CC Vitalikai, who's come down in price a lot. He was sitting around that 20,000, 21,000. I think this might be the week to try and select him. Coming off of 50 last week, they've still dropped his price. So I think he can get anywhere above that mark this week. And if they go left, then he's going to benefit greatly from that against the Warriors. And if Sharks are playing well, Hines should be fine. He was obviously 18th man the other night. He would have learned a fair bit. And he'll bring that back to the Sharks and help them dominate. Raymond comes back from suspension. He had a couple of great weeks before he went away for a few weeks there, and he's obviously a great option as well. So any of those 3 could be great. Nofaluma comes back, but I think we can leave him out this week considering he hasn't played in a bunch of weeks. Should do solidly, but I think there's other better options. Taylor May is another great one at 14,770. Dylan Edwards, we've got Tango, we've got To'o, and we also have Stephen Crichton as well. All of them are going to be great options. Just work out which way you think they're going to go. Are they going to go left? Are they going to go right? Is Cleary going to play? I'm making this video a day early there, and we're not sure when or if Cleary's going to be playing or Luai's going to be playing. We definitely know Isaiah Yo's out. So generally, they like to go left a lot, which is why To'o is getting really cheap. But you can understand why he's going to start to have some better scores as well. At 12,600, you're going to get some consistency out of him. Tungo hasn't been as incredible the last bunch of weeks, but he obviously, against the Newcastle Knights could come out and do well. Crichton off the back of a shorter stint in Origin could do well also. So however you want to play this one, I think you can make that decision yourself. I'm going to work it out really just solely based on price point. I'm going to load up my halves and hookers and the forwards and then work out what I've got left for the outside backs in those individual matchups. So that's my theory there, and once we get past Crichton, there's really no other good options. So I'd be leaving them out of your side. In the halves and hookers, I think Hines, you're probably going to load the boat on him, considering he's 24.5k, but some big scores are a great opportunity this week against the Warriors. I think you need to just put him in your squad and play around that. Obviously, it's going to make it hard to select your squad elsewhere, but it is what it is in that one. You just got to pick the best player who has the potential to get 80 plus in this week. DCE and Cleary, obviously coming back from Origin. I just expect decent gains from them, but at that price point, are they going to get the 60, 70, 80 plus? I'm not exactly sure. There's a chance they get an early mark if they are winning. So, yes, they could do a fair bit in that first 50 to 60 minutes, but probably an ideal week just to leave them out, just like we spoke about previously. Avi Coruscant, another good option as well. Didn't have as good a week last week and kind of hurt me, considering I was looking for a 55 plus, but is what it is on that front. Brooksy has been doing great with Hastings being a bit under the weather in terms of his foot issue. 2 quieter weeks in amongst some good ones, so obviously taking a punt if you go for him. Jerome Luai, if he plays and Cleary doesn't, I think could do really well at 12.9. But there's a good chance that if Cleary's out, then Luai will be as well. And if that's the case, then Curdy Falls will be the man to come in and pick at 10,000, or Shawnee O'Sullivan if he gets an opportunity there. And then anything lighter than that, there's really not too many options. We move to the forwards, and Olakuatu has been absolutely incredible. So he deserves a mention again. If you want to go for him, if you have that extra cash, then he's going to do great for you. I think Clem or Frizzell, either one of them is going to be a great pick for you. Clem's been super consistent, a 50 as his lowest in the last 5 weeks. Isaiah Yo is out, so scrap him out of any of your plans. I think Cam McInnes is obviously going to be a great option as well. Great chance of a mid-50 score for him. Being really consistent there. We've got Offengawe and Twal being really solid. I'm probably going to leave them out, but I can understand why you would go for Joe, considering he is fairly consistent. A couple of up and downs recently, but before that, super consistent. I'd be staying away from someone like Jazz Tavanga. I think Mitch Barnett's a solid one, but how he's going to split his minutes with someone like Kurt Mann is the question mark, but he's someone that gets 35, 40 and then gets a 60 or 70 and could win you a matchup for sure. Lukey Garner at 12,870, so he's been doing fairly solidly since he's come into the starting side for Kelma Tuolangi. So Luke Garner at 12.8, if you potentially could get somewhere in the mid 40s to 50s like you've seen here the last couple of weeks, apart from that 32, then he could be a guy that you could select. And then Andrew Davey at 10,960 on that other edge of Olakawatu with two decent scores, a 35 and a 38 the last couple of weeks. If you can continue keeping that up, then you'll be happy with that at the price point that you've been given. Anyone else from there? We've got guys like Scott Sorensen that could get some decent minutes again. Picked up a 36 last week, which is solid for his price there. You've got Liam Martin. Looks like he is probably going to be playing, but we don't really, we're not 100% sure at this point. And Moses Leota coming off two really nice scores. He could be one to select at 10,300 there. Anyone else from there? We've got Sipley, who came in and had an absolute pearler of a game last week. So if you think he can do the same again, then you could pick him. But other than that, really not too many guys to select from this bottom of the barrel. So generally, there's a couple of cheaper guys at 10,000, 11,000. So it's going to be difficult to select around Nico Hines if that's the way you're going to play it. But look in individual matchups, and you should be able to get some cheaper guys, whether it's in the outside backs or the flex, and play around that. So hope you guys enjoy all those Sunday games there. If you're playing the individual matchups, jump in and sign up if you're keen to get going. And we'll catch you in the Monday afternoon video, actually. Enjoy, guys. See ya.